We only won 5-1. We only... Oh, hello, listeners.
Hey.
Hello. What a surprise to see you all there. We were just having a wonderful, wonderful time celebrating a wonderful, wonderful Heart of Midlothian win. We're back. It's We Have No Cares podcast. You might have spotted there's an extra voice in the room. We've got we've got a tremendously special guest joining myself, Nicol Hay, and
myself, Robert Borthwick.
We have this guy, Fridgie.
Hello.
Say hello, Fridgie.
Hello, Fridgie. And I'll say hello to the listeners as well. Good morning, afternoon or evening.
He's got the classic music hall banter, and he's as polite as a little nymph. He's the best.
He's pumping out the lulls, but he's like Bruce Forsyth. It's great.
What a gentleman entertainer, and that's all that we could wish for.
Isn't he just?
So yes, it's been a little while since we left you. There was an international break, and I was in Madrid watching the Basketball World Cup. I'm going to bring you lots and lots of news from the Basketball World Cup. I'm sure you're all really intrigued to hear how Giannis Antetokounmpo played really, really well for Greece in the sort of point forward role. No, no
one could give a solitary fuck. I was in Barcelona. I was getting ruined out my mind, so that's where I've been.
And Fridgie?
Pub.
Yep, he's been at the pub.
Yep. Excellent. So Fridgie won that round. Fridgie won, Robert nil, Nicol nil. It's in a complex scoring system, but he's definitely on top. So what has happened since we went away? There was an international break. There was a game in Dumbarton, which I didn't go to.
And I didn't go to either.
I managed to make it last minute, so that's 2-0.
Fridgie's kicking her ass on her own podcast. Jesus. Okay, so...
Sorry, I'll fall away soon.
You're all about the initial sprint. Okay, so, yes, Dumbarton 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. I tried to watch...
What a game!
A game for the ages. I did watch the highlights for this game. Unfortunately, it very much
There were highlights?
slid off my attention. Well, there was...
I didn't even bother.
There was 15 minutes of footage culled from this game that was on Hearts TV, and really, I've watched it twice, and I couldn't tell you really anything that happened. Was it as bad as that being there, Fridgie?
Before even that, Fridgie, tell us how good The Rock was. How was The Rock?
The Rock was disappointing because it was closed. I really wanted to see hordes of Hearts fans.
Fuck's sake!
Flags, banners and pyro.
They closed,
they closed it for the game.
How can they close a rock?
They closed a hill.
Well, there's a castle on top.
No one cares about that.
Yeah, you can close the castle, but surely you can walk up the rock, no?
If you've got your climbing gear, it's quite steep. It's quite rocky.
You mean you didn't have your climbing
No,
gear?
I had a ticket.
Oh, for crying out loud. Right, well, tell us about the fucking game then.
Jesus.
Okay.
Well, what can I say about the game? Apart from it was generally quite...
Amateurs!
So tell us about the game. How did Adam Eckersley play on his debut?
He was good. He was good. Very solid. Nothing fancy. I could say he's in the mould of Robbie Nielsen. No nonsense. Likes to get forward. And
great manager.
What a fantastic mould it is, though.
Yeah.
Incredibly handsome, well-formed mould.
I bet he can wear a suit very well.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
No one does doubt that.
Was he wearing a suit while he was playing against Dumbarton?
If he was, it was underneath his kit, so I didn't see it.
Oh, that's a downer.
Bloody warm.
-1 for Adam. So was there any similarity to the play that we saw against the likes of Wraith Rovers and Falkirk? Was there any of that?
Yeah,
going on?
well, absolutely. Getting forward, but unfortunately, there were 9 men.
Right.
That we hit into every single time. Sam Nicholson was having a great time down the left-hand side till he got brutally chopped, and the ref did absolutely nothing about it.
Right, yeah.
The referee was absolutely scandalously awful.
What?
As you might expect.
What?
From referees.
Was he actually awful, or was he
Yes.
just reffing it like a championship game?
No, he was just awful.
Oh, okay.
Decisions all over the place. Just bad decisions. He was bad.
So we did get forwards quite well. We did sort of
Absolutely,
create chances. So was it like we didn't have his shooting boots on? Were we just like narrowly wide?
We didn't create that many chances. We got the ball in the box quite a lot, but they were usually high balls. And when you've got 8 defenders, all quite big, quite tall, ready to take the ball out of the air and just head it out the park or get it right back up the park,
So what you're saying is we should really be absolutely seething at Ian Murray.
Are you not?
Well, I constantly am, but I mean, I hate him anyway, so fuck him.
Oh.
So no, it sounds like Dumbarton then, to be fair to them, had a decent game plan of getting behind the ball. They knew the kind of game we were going to go there and try and play, and they quashed it.
They did indeed. 2 banks of 4. To be fair to them, they kept 2 men up front at all times,
Okay.
just in case the ball broke loose.
Fair enough.
And towards the end, they had a couple of chances. I think.
And the midfield for that game was Gomez and Holt, wasn't it?
Yeah, both played very, very well. Gomez, especially in the first half, was winning balls absolutely everywhere, not losing it at all.
So was Holt staying quite deep, or did he sort of support the strikers?
He did a bit of both. He was quite mobile, getting quite far ahead. Had a couple of shots.
Was there a man of the match? Who would we been singing a song about if me or Rob gave a single tiny fuck about this game?
Probably Sam Nicholson.
That's a shock.
Yeah.
What a shame. So the 1 week where we might have had to sing songs about Sam Nicholson, we missed it. Sorry, Sam. Better luck next time.
Get back from injury, you dick.
Okay. And so was this the greatest away game you've ever been to?
Certainly not.
Was it the worst away game you've ever been to?
No, I've been to Celtic Park a few times.
So it's just completely forgettable.
Yeah.
Well, let's forget about it.
Yeah. So we march on unbeaten and at one point clear at the top of the table from Rangers after that game, and then there was a whole week passed by. There was some vague political goings on that were deeply disappointing in the middle of that week. So we arrived at Tynecastle, buoyant and trying to get over our troubles.
Yes, absolutely.
And we were treated to a first half that really didn't do much to make us feel super better.
No, it was just not even a lack of urgency, just a lack of ideas in the first half. I think, obviously it was a different team. We had Eckersley coming in for his first start. We had Robinson his first start of the season. Callum Patterson coming back from injury. It was going to take a while, but the lack of creativity in the first half was really
apparent.
It was very apparent. The fact that our first goal was set up by our centre half, Danny Wilson. What a ball it was, to be fair.
Sorry, was that Danny Wilson? I thought it was Franz Beckenbauer. You're sure it was Danny Wilson?
It's the similarities are there.
Yes,
but I'm fairly certain it was our very own Daniel Wilson of Livingston. It was a fairly shit first half.
I think the main thing that I took from the first half was that Adam Eckersley? How many of them are there? Mats Hummels, Adam Eckersley. Adam Eckersley. He's not a bad player. He's quite a good defender, and when he can pass it a bit, but he's not Kevin McCarthy.
No.
I think what we really learned here is that Kevin McCarthy is by far and away our first choice left back. He's actually kind of crucial to our game down the left in terms of how direct and how quick he is, and the way he overlaps or cuts inside the winger.
Yeah.
That understanding. Now, obviously, this was a very, very makeshift left wing for much of the first half, with Walker coming in for not his first start, but he's not had loads of minutes so far.
No, he's not had a lot of game time. No.
So the understanding wasn't there, and Eckersley was kind of, in my opinion, sort of symptomatic of the whole team, in that it wasn't that he had bad ideas, it took him far too long to make his decisions.
Yeah.
He'd get on the ball, he'd walk forward, you'd see there wasn't a pass on, and you would think, right, you got to knock it back to the keeper, and he would go, there's men all in front of me, I don't know what to do.
Is that your Mancunian accent?
That's it there.
And it's fucking great. I don't know, I think it's his first start. There's nothing to say that he can't be a good attacking fullback. I think he was just playing it safe. That's all it is. I thought he was very solid with the ball at his feet. He looked okay. I think he seems like a very strong gentleman. I would obviously play McCarthy.
Good jaw.
Yes, cracking jaw. I would. Off the back of that, I'd play McCarthy first time every time. But I think what today showed more than anything else is that we do actually have depth in our squad. Jordan McGee has been fantastic. Other than, he had a wee bit of a shaky one at Ibrox, first game of the season. Other than that, he's been great. Callum Patterson came in today. You can tell he wasn't match fit, really, to be honest with you. It wasn't the Callum Patterson we know and love, but he came in and he did a job. McGee sat on the sidelines and,
some of Callum Patterson's crossing today made me feel hollow inside.
I was like,
it made me want to. So like, no, Callum,
Just
don't. You take the ball and you run at people and you belter it in from 20 yards.
It was like watching Stephen Boyack all over again. It wasn't. Sorry, Nico.
Excuse me, I'm going to take 20 minutes to reel at the mention of Stephen Boyack.
He was all right, man.
So, Freddie, if you could you make a dramatic recreation of the noise that you made when Danny Wilson played that ball in, that raking, arcing left-footed curler towards Billy King's foot?
oh,
That's good.
Yeah,
That's not bad. Mine was louder and slightly more orgasmic, I must say.
higher pitched.
Yeah, well, naturally.
Is it more?
Yes.
Whoa!
Well, similar, yes.
mine was more short. Mine was like, oh.
And then
That's two
Billy got
noises,
it.
that doesn't count.
That's 3-0.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought Danny Strode?
Strided.
Strided.
Straddled.
Danny straddled his way forward. And no, it was just it was fizzed into the feet of Urbilly, and what a great first touch to take him away from the defender in the first place, and then emphatic finish. He took it early.
That was a rifle.
It was a rifle, but he took it early, and the goalkeeper didn't have a clue really. It was a fantastic finish.
I think after that goal we kind of slacked off and we lost a lot of our composure, and that's when Dumbarton started to move forward. Not Dumbarton, it was Cowdenbeath. They all merge into one. It's just this miasma of lower division.
Show some fucking respect.
No.
Okay.
Cowdenbeath are a bigger team.
Cowdenbeath, well, at least the size of Brazil. Just a palette swap Brazil, that's what they are. And after that, I would never say that Cowdenbeath dominated the game, but they certainly managed to get into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Their number 14, though, Mr. Brett, who looks like the ugly Fulton brother that they keep hidden in the attic.
He looks like he's been hit front on by a lorry, but only on his face.
An incredibly
Maybe he tried to header it away.
Well, see, that's a problem. I don't think he really made many attempts to header the ball because his misshapen forehead. It would be an utter gamble which angle this ball would come off of.
Ronaldinho grew up playing football on the beaches. He grew up headering pavements.
I think he might have worked in a quarry. They ran out of dynamite, so he just headed the rock out of the...
He's by far and away the weirdest looking guy I've ever seen, and apparently he's a Hibs fan as well, and this just all makes so much sense to me.
Yes, but to be fair to the lad, he did actually he did actually make that right wing his own, and he rampaged. He causes a few problems. Yeah. Mostly, I think, possibly because Eckersley was reeling at his appearance. Every time he looked up, it's just like, oh God, no. So yeah, full applause, a minute's applause for Eckersley for not vomiting.
Well done, Adam.
Strong stuff.
That's why we signed him.
Strong stomach.
So their goal, which I believe was Neil Alexander's first goal conceded in a senior Hearts game.
Fuck it, yeah, it sounds good. So
yeah,
I think it might be
because he only came back for Dumbarton, and he was off the pitch when Rangers scored their fruitless goal at Ibrox.
Yes. Wow. What was the Annan score? Remember Annan?
That was 3-0.
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Yeah,
well, okay
that's
then.
good.
Your fact stands.
Yes.
He made a very good save. To be fair, it was actually not bad build up from Cowdenbeath. I think the look of disbelief. Bear in mind, listeners, we haven't. We're doing this straight after the game here. We haven't had the benefit of highlights. We sit in section F, G, and Friggy is N, I believe.
Yeah, right down the front. So I don't.
So we didn't have
a great view.
We didn't have the best of views.
No,
but a lot of the Hearts players were looking for an offside that didn't come. The centre forward Oyenga, is that his name?
I have literally no idea.
I saw his name once on his back. I'm going to say it's Oyenga. He, a very good strike actually. It was a good save by Alexander, and then on loan Rangers star Callum Gallagher kind of tapped it in. It was really disappointing goal to lose.
Very, very slack play from both midfield and defence, I think. Alim had a gloriously slack first half.
Yeah, he did.
He was just wandering around. He was taking pot shots from 40 yards. He was his free kick. Oh, he tried so hard. Alim must have scored the world's greatest goal once in training for him to have that amount of confidence.
Give him some credit. He's confident.
He certainly is.
He's got that on his side.
He does some striding.
I was about to mention
straddling.
the D word, but we've forgotten about that.
What was the D word?
Dumbarton.
Oh, Dumbarton.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
What about that? He was very incredibly skillful, doing step overs and all sorts on the edge of the box against Dumbarton.
I take it they weren't closing him down with any great alacrity.
Not with great vigour, no.
But this only goes to further prove his baffling confidence.
He
did. To my memory, this could be false. He did have a couple of decent strikes from distance against Dumbarton.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a good free kick as well.
How many of them went in, Fridgie?
Well, if we 1 minus 1 would be 0.
Right.
Well, fuck him then. He should never do it again.
Until he scores, he should not do it.
Stick to defending, Alim.
Yeah.
Sexy fuck.
So that was the story of the first half, and there was grumblings, there was concerns, and then
basically there was Time Castle.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad considering how it could have been.
Yeah,
how it's been in the past.
Yeah, there's a lot more understanding this year in the stands than there was last year. But I think that's because we're good.
Yeah, there's still fuckwits who hate us passing the ball.
Oyenuga. It's Oyenuga.
That wasn't far away, by the way. I think I did quite well. Yep, there he is.
Oyenuga. Oh, we didn't mention also the other highlight of the first half, Wedderburn's incredible pilgrimage from his injury in the penalty box. He just kept going through rain, sleet or snow. He was going to get off that pitch in the slowest way possible.
He was getting to Santiago de Compostela.
It was like fucking Willem Dafoe in Platoon. He wouldn't. It was quite something. I think he injured himself trying to tackle Osman Sow, who sold him a kipper.
Yes.
With a quite wonderful turn and shot, which was actually, to be fair to the goalkeeper, was a very good save. Straight after Cowdenbeath goal. But yeah, no, it was. He took a long time.
But it was an incredible display of time wasting from a team that were like 25 minutes into a game. They're like 1-1. We keep this, lads. We keep this.
Hold out tight. Yeah. But then the half-time whistle went.
Oh, thank goodness it did.
Yes, thank actual fuck. Jesus.
We took 15 minutes to think about what we were doing with our lives.
Yes, we did.
And I think possibly during those 15 minutes, now obviously none of us were in the Heart of Midlothian dressing room, but I think possibly Robbie Nielsen looked directly into Jamie Walker's eyes and went, "Jamie, you're not a hold-up player. You run at people. Gonna fucking run at people."
And then Jamie Walker looked back at him and went,
What?
He listened.
He did listen.
It was obvious that he listened. He did, to be quite honest, pretty much straight from the kick-off in second half, he changed the game in our favour. He was running directly. It was the Jamie Walker that we saw break through a couple of years ago. He was terrorising. Whereby, in the first half, he
giving the defenders a torrid time.
Indeed.
So here's a big heap of torrid. Have it. And he slathered
some torrents.
So, Adam Eckersley built down the left. He put on a nice cross which arrived just at sort of the edge of the box on the left-hand side. And, right, by show of screams of delight, who of us think that Jamie Walker meant to score and who of us think that he was trying to flick it onto the back post?
It was a great finish. Come on, give him some credit.
No.
Okay.
He did not mean one slight bit of it.
He's not a famous headerer of the ball.
He's not a famous passer of the ball, to be fair to him, though. So it is quite possible that Jamie Walker did actually mean to score that goal.
But yes, no, it's great for him because that's exactly what he needs. He's been, on the coattails of King and Nicholson all season. He needs to prove himself, and I think, as we say, we weren't in the changing room, but I think Nielsen was probably saying to him, "Listen, these guys are ahead of you now. go and just fucking show what you can do. And he did. Second half, he absolutely did that. He almost looked nervous in the first half. Second half, he was a changed player.
Well, like I say, I don't think he was playing his game in the first half. What's interesting about Jamie Walker is that he is a different option from King and Nicholson in that his game is much more about direct running and not really passing. He's not really about giving the ball to other players. It's about him going, no, this is mine. This is my moment. This is Jamie's moment. And then taking that moment. We're not going to comment on what just happened there. That's staying, all right?
That's not getting
3-1
cut. Jesus.
So he is a different option from Nicholson. Whereas, well, I mean, Nicholson obviously can run to great effect, but he, like his game is like what really makes the team tick when he's in there is his little interchanges with McHattie down the left. I feel so. I think in the first half, Walker maybe tried to play that game and failed because it's not really him, and then he decided to be him. He decided to do him. And
he did himself.
And him he did.
He absolutely did himself.
Your thoughts, Friggy?
I'm kind of baffled, but
why?
Yes, he did himself.
Yeah, he absolutely did himself.
He absolutely
No, he
did.
beat himself.
He was.
He was himself. But
he was the finest Jamie Walker he could be.
I was going to say Walker's going to walk, but he did more than that. He was far more direct and fast.
Yes.
Yeah. He did not walk.
Players. No.
But just walk us through his run for the penalty. It was just fucking scandalous.
I don't know. I couldn't see. Smiler was in the way. he's a tall man.
I forget your vantage point of Section N isn't the best.
No. Well, what did he do? He just he gathered the ball on the left, saw about 3 Cowdenbeath players in his way, and went, "Nah, you're not really in my way."
Yeah, and he absolutely glided past them in a very Jamie Walker.
Glid.
He glowed past them. Glided.
Straddled. He went in there, and then this beat 1, beat 2, and the third one just sort of went, that's your fucking.
I'm a championship defender. And
I've got to get to my bed. I've got my milk round in the morning, possibly.
Potentially, but maybe a postie. Who knows?
Good. All of these things.
Yes. But no, he absolutely fucked his way past them. It was delightful, and then it was cute. I thought that he picked the ball up. He was like, "I'm gonna take it," and then Osman So went, "No, you're not."
And Keating's went away and hid somewhere. But
Keating's had a Nam flashback. he went away and hid at the corner flag.
McDonald's in the nets, man! McDonald's in the nets! But instead, Osman So rammed it straight into the bottom corner.
Yeah, he didn't even do the sort of feint thing that he did last time. He just sort of went, fuck it, I know what I'm doing this time.
So this will be a goal.
Yes, and a great penalty considering the goalkeeper dived the correct way as well. He got it right nestled in the corner and did his wonderful Osman So of putting his arms slightly outside his waists and looking like he's not giving a fuck of a celebration. It was wonderful.
And you know what? We're not even done yet because we've got 2 more goals coming from somebody who's not even on the pitch yet.
So many Dales.
But just before we get to the wonderful performance of the wonderful, wonderful Dale Carrick, Sufyan El Haswi took the pitch at Tynecastle for the first time. He showed some touches, Friggy.
Mm-hmm. He's got some skills. He's got
some moves.
Yeah.
He's got hips. He seemed to wander about. He doesn't seem.
He's a free spirit, Nicol. He's a free spirit.
You see, I always felt that So was very Dimitar Berbatov in his approach to the game, and that he's got a burst of pace, but he'll only use it when he really needs it, and he loves a bit of sort of silky skill and a back heel and a flick. He loves a flick, does Osman So.
Don't he?
And then Sufyan came on and was even more Berba. He came deeper, but he was still he didn't run anywhere. I didn't think I saw him run. Did he run?
He dribbled. He did dribble at a stage. He picked up the ball in the centre circle and made a dribble with purpose and played in Dale Carrick. Annoys me that you don't remember this.
To drop deep.
I don't think you were even watching the game. I don't think you were even there. Shh. Fucking part-timer.
Don't break the magic. But he passed the ball well. He flicked. He had tricks. I thought he combined with So quite well.
Yes.
Thanks, Friggy.
I was still had in my mind that I want to mention what he was like against Dumbarton.
Oh.
And I know we're trying to forget about that.
No,
but
please.
It's worth mentioning
That's why you're here.
how much of the pitch he covered against Dumbarton. He really dropped right deep, right past the midfield to pick up the ball and drive it forward. Really trying hard.
That's interesting. I think, the same.
For a striker, he plays a lot in the midfield.
But yeah, all we're doing here is delaying the inevitable of talking about the wonderful performance of Mr. Dale Carrick.
Fuck me, Dale.
Super Dale.
Yours was better than mine.
Yours was more honest, though.
Yes.
Osman Sow picked up the ball slightly left in midfield. He might even have been played in by El Hasmi. I'm not entirely sure. Nope. I'm basically making up right now.
Yay.
But he battled all across the face of the penalty box. He got sort of knocked it past players, got hurtled, just picked it up, played it right, just basically held it up for what seemed like half an hour. And then just sort of rolled it into the path of the onrushing Dale Carrick.
The onrushing back to goal Dale Carrick, who then took a magnificent touch and melted it into off the post and in, I believe it was in the end. But it always looks better when it comes in off the woodwork.
Off the woodwork.
Off the woodwork.
Off the woodwork.
Woof.
Are posts made of dogs in the Championship?
Dogs for goalposts.
What a romantic, enduring image.
But no, it was a wonderful finish, and that, Dale's been unfortunate that, he started at Ibrox and he played well at Ibrox. He played very well. And he got an injury, which is unfortunate because I think him and So kind of complement each other the best out of any of our strikers, to be honest with you, from what I've seen and what we saw in pre-season and all that kind of stuff as well. And I think that he was just so eager to make an impression, and what better way of, after a couple of minutes, sticking in a great finish.
I would agree with that. I do agree that I think in our ideal injury-free starting 11, it would be So and Carrick up front. I think, whereas Keatings has done marvellously well, don't get me wrong, I love me a bit of James Keatings.
Yeah.
His finishing is good and his work rate is phenomenal. I think Carrick has all of that and more.
Yeah.
Like the options that Carrick gives you by being able to drop out to the wings, he's slightly faster than Keatings.
Yeah.
He's more able to go beyond. So I think, in my opinion, I think that's our best starting two. Any thoughts, Richie?
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't disagree less.
Fantastic. We covered all the bases there.
Are you trying to say that?
And disagreement.
Are you trying to say that Nicholl's correct?
He's not wrong.
Well, expert analysis.
And then after that, there was a second goal for Dale Carrick. Walk us through it, Robert.
No, I'd rather fucking not. I'd rather talk about the one that he hit the bar with, to be honest with you.
Oh yes, that was pretty special.
Goodness Christ!
I thought that was going miles over.
Aye.
Then just the pace that he hit it with, I thought, all right, no, that's over. But then it started to dip. He must have put some sort of magical spin on it. And,
Magic Dale spin, they call it.
Magic Dale spin.
I think he might have 6 or 7 ankles. That's the only explanation I can come up with.
It was just
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog in his ankle.
Yeah.
It was just
Sonic, the Croatian Sonic the Hedgehog.
So that's Eastern European Sonic.
It was it's just the way that he took it, and it was like watching an almost sort of Sam Nicholson move. He took it on the left hand side, and in the blink of an eye he turned inside his man. His man didn't know what day of the week it was, and he absolutely fucked it so hard.
So hard, so rigidly.
He fucked it harder than I've ever seen something fucked. And it was...
And you've got the internet.
I do. And it just, the way that he hit it was absolutely sweet as a nut, mate. And, I'm sorry.
You're so desperate to get a goal on the board here that you're trying the accent game and it's really just not working. You're having a shite-mare.
I've had a drink. It was a beautiful hit, and the goalkeeper, the fact that he was in the middle of the goals and it hit the bar in the middle of the goals, and the fact the goalkeeper didn't move tells you just how good a hit it was, or just how shit the goalie was. But no, it was great, and then he went and did basically exactly the same thing.
I think this goal supports your argument that the goalkeeper might just be a bit shit, because I've heard more than one person thinking that it took a deflection on the way in, but I'm convinced it did not. Fridgie?
Section N, didn't see.
You must have a great time at the games. Do you just sort of like feel by the crowd? Is it like that blind and the deaf guy that goes to Celtic games that has his dad like drawing his hand to tell him what's actually happening? Do you just like need to see the changing expression on Smiler's face to decide like, oh, I think we might have scored?
Well, no, because if you go by the well, there is no change on the facial expressions of Smiler. He is always smiling.
That's why he's called
Hence
that.
the name. So yeah, I basically just go daft when I see the net bulge.
Fair enough. Well, I'll talk us through it then. I can't remember it. He got the ball.
I can't even remember the build-up. Was it Hal Hasnoway? Was it no?
Fuck it. Do you know what? Yes.
I don't know. The ghost of John Robertson, who isn't dead.
He was playing today for Cowdenbeath.
John Robertson.
Yeah,
They have a player called John Robertson.
he scored against
that's
Hibs.
right. That's
last
right.
week.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Well,
Great name, pal.
Kudos.
He put the ball in the Highby's net. Robbo. Right. So yeah.
but yeah. So John Robertson played the ball back for Dale Carrick, just sort of thinking, well, they love a 5-1 scoreline. Let's give it to them.
Yeah, and then Dale did just
What Dale does.
Exactly.
Apparently,
Yeah,
well, you know, he's not.
yeah, apparently, I think that's the first goal he's ever scored from out with the box. It was a wonderful. If it didn't take a deflection, again, listeners, we haven't had the opportunity to look at any highlights, but if it didn't take a deflection, then that is,
I think he's not been injured. He's just been spending like 2 months doing shooting practice.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Gareth
I
Dale.
just want a point.
Oh my God, did that come out of your mouth? Jesus, that stinks, mate. So yes, we
Deal
only
with
we only won 5-1.
Okay, point to Rob.
At the end of the day, I think what we can surmise there is that Cowdenbeath are not very good.
They're not great, but to be honest with you, their first half performance shows that they're not bad at, quashing and stopping teams from playing their own game, because they're chasing down and they're running. The energy they had in the first half was actually quite good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad at all, but they don't have the...
They're probably the
fitness,
best team I've
which
ever
is-
seen with an actual gargoyle on the right wing, so congratulations to them.
Dean Brett is so fucking ugly. It
There,
doesn't make sense.
any other impressions from the game?
I would like to make comments, and a lot of listeners who know my posts on Kickback or on Twitter will know that I am a fan of Mr. Scott Robinson. I'm going to make an admission here. I think Scott Robinson is absolutely at best cover, because we have signed Gomez, we have signed Boabin, we have a rejuvenated Jason Holt, and
We haven't even mentioned yet, we have Miguel Pallardo, the La Tanqueta. La Tanqueta, his nickname means the little tank.
That's great. What's
that.
Spanish for the little backup? That can be Robinson. No, I was, to be honest with you, I was absolutely delighted to see Robinson get a start, because I think he had the opportunity to leave, but he chose to stay and fight for his place because he wants to play for Heart of Midlothian Football Club, and I don't think that should be underestimated. Even after last season, you saw players stay and take pay cuts. He was told by Nielsen, you can leave if you want, but you'll still be part of the first team if you stay. And Robinson turned round and he said, listen, I want to fight for my place, I want to stay here, this is the football club I want to play for. And he was given his chance today, and I don't think he did anything wrong. However, I don't think he's as good as the likes of Boabin and Holt. I think, I'm not writing off Robinson, not in any way, but from what we've seen so far, I'm going to make the point, I thought Robinson actually played very well today. I don't think he did anything wrong. He did what Scott Robinson does, whereby he wins the ball, he keeps the ball, and he uses it sparingly. He doesn't go for the sort of World Cup pass.
He's a cog.
I think it's worth mentioning how young he still is.
Yeah, he's only just turned
he's
22,
got
I think. Yeah.
A long way to develop.
Yeah.
And like you say, he wants to stay at Hearts. he's got a long time here if he wants it.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I'd love him to stay because I think he gives us all for the jersey. Again, you know, he was straight away at full-time whistle, you know, absolutely giving it loudly with the celebrations, going straight to the fans and applauding them. He deserves more credit than he gets. He gets an undue amount of abuse.
Absolutely. Well, I do think that wraps up the game quite nicely. In the end, we like Scott Robinson.
We do.
We like Sifnian El-Hasnoui.
We do.
We really like Dale Carrick.
Absolutely.
We enjoy winning 5-1.
That's a great scoreline.
A classic.
Such
I've
nostalgia.
got to say, I mean, we've won by many scorelines over the course of history.
We have.
But 5-1, I mean, 4-0's good, but 5-1 I think is even better.
Why? Why is that?
Just feels
Oh,
right.
it's reminiscent of past glories,
What
which
ones,
we
though?
love to live in.
What ones? If you're going to explain one 5-1 victory in the past that you were awfully fond of, what would that
This
be?
is a great trivia question. When have Hearts won 5-1?
When have Hearts won 5-1?
Question: last time Cowdenbeath came to Tynecastle, when was that? Did we win 5-1 or was it 5-0? This was like in the late 90s.
This was the late 90s and I was
Yeah.
there and I remember it. It was
I remember
5-1.
being
I
there.
actually
It
remember
was
being there.
5-1.
Yeah.
So we love to beat Cowdenbeath 5-1 at
But
Tynecastle.
other scorelines of 5-1 Fridge, I'm basically...
No, look, he answered. That was his answer.
I'm
5-1
giving
against
you an
Cowdenbeath.
open fucking goal here. What other games have been 5-1?
Hearts Cup final, when was that? 20...
Was it 98 against Rangers?
No, that was 2-1.
No.
2006 against Gretna?
No, that was... What was the score on
Was it
penalties?
1995 against Rangers? Oh, wait a minute.
No, that was...
God, no.
Nickel, why
That's
did you...
not-
Right,
Come
okay,
on.
do you know what?
You've just taken that open goal and scored an own goal.
I've like pumped it right down the
Do you know what?
pitch.
I don't even want Fridgie to mention the fact we beat Hibs 5-1 on the 19th of May.
We did what?
That's it.
Oh,
Yay!
I like that scoreline.
That's what it was.
Well, to be honest
It
with
was
you,
always in there somewhere.
it's still been ruined because of Nickel.
So in the end, a very gratifying and lovely afternoon, especially due to results elsewhere.
Yes.
Hibernian falling at Amerston Park, 1-0 to Queen of the South. And
How did Rangers get on?
Imagine being Hibs.
The gentle slide towards another relegation.
well,
It's not even gentle. It's so
it's a
disgusting.
calamitous fall head over heels towards disaster.
Bye.
And at Fortress Recreation Park, Rangers were held 1-1. Well, I mean, we can laugh here, but we might come against massive hubris next week when we have to go there. But,
That is true. That is true. But you know, fuck it for now. Get it right up you.
right up, you Hibs for losing and Rangers for drawing 1-1 at Alloa.
It's because all their fans were too busy last night
Yeah, the
doing other things.
other potentially libelous things. So we are 3 points clear at the top of the table. The only
Sorry, say that
undefeated
again?
team. 3 points clear.
Nice.
The only undefeated team in the division, and well on course if we keep up the high level of play from the second half
Yes.
rather than the first.
Indeed.
So we've put our heads together and we've thought about who was the man of the match and therefore the most deserving of some songs.
The game changer himself.
Yes, Mr. Jamie Walker. It was quite a close run thing because I think Danny Wilson deserved some special plaudits for being a rock throughout and putting through a very special ball for Billy King's goal.
Yes.
Dale Carrick obviously scored 2 thrakers.
Yes, indeed.
Explain that one for the benefit of the listeners.
It
Was
was.
it Thunderous Rakers by any chance?
I
Could
don't
be.
know.
I don't know.
No, that works for me. Well done. Well
Thunderous
explained,
Rakers.
Fridgie. But only one man gets songs this week, and that man is Jamie Walker.
Whammy Joker.
If you would like to start us off, Robert.
Don't take the ball off of him. Do. He can't use it anymore. Do. Wins it back, plays it to Keats. Do. Jamie Walker's gonna score. Do. Walker is gonna score. Do. Walk, walk, Walker is gonna score. And there we have it.
My word. I had genuinely no idea where that was going. But,
Are you happy with the end result?
absolutely. Superb. Excellent backing vocals from Friggy as well. An excellent contribution, Robert. Thank you very much. Friggy.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep it simple and go with the Ramones.
Oh.
Sheena loves Jamie Walker. Sheena loves Jamie Walker. Sheena loves Jamie Walker.
Now.
Well,
That's great. Who's
loves,
Sheena?
Loves Jamie Walker. loves
Loves
Jamie Walker.
Loves Jamie Walker. You got to sing it like you're deaf. Love Jamie Walker. Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, this is Nicole's attempt.
Yes, I am about to attempt. Walker's great. Walker can play. Walker's great. Puts it on a plate. Just make an assist. Like this.
For fuck's sake. You always bring the volume. You always bring the noise. Yep.
And so we got, well, what do we think?
Seeing as we've got 3 people, we can actually herald a vote this time.
My word.
All in favour of knocking on heaven's door. I'm allowed to vote on my own, is that
Yes,
correct?
of course.
Well,
Yeah.
all in favour of heaven's door, say aye. Aye. Ah, fuck.
All in favour of Sheena as a punk rocker? Aye. Ooh. And all in favour... well, that's it. That's 3 people have voted.
should we
Sheena...
do
No,
it anyway?
it could be a draw if it's yours. No,
We've
all
absolutely
voted.
fucked democracy again.
It's almost like people
Not
from
again.
Scotland fundamentally don't understand how democracy works. What a turn up for the books.
What a fucking week it's been. Jesus.
Okay, well that brings us to the end. Thank you very much for your contribution
Once
there,
again,
Reggie.
yes.
Democracy. No. Still with the Jamie Walker.
Just leave. Just leave.
It's your own flat.
I don't care that you live here. Just go away. Excellent Foley there. He's like... Well, you all requested a guest, and that's what you got. Thank you for listening. You can get us on iTunes. You can get us anywhere you care to look. You can contact us by emailing wehavenocarespod@gmail.com.
Yes.
You can catch me on Twitter at Nicole Hay.
And myself at RF Borthwick. Once again, for the avoidance of doubt, that's at RFBORTHWICK. I need more followers.
Fantastic. Friggy, are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
Would you like people to follow you?
If they want. I'd worry about their sanity if they wanted to follow me, but go ahead. It's at Friggytown, just as you can imagine how to spell it.
We will be back. Well, we'll definitely be back next week. I'm definitely going to go to Celtic midweek.
Me too.
Well, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you right back here next week, listeners. Steve Crawford.
Steve Crawford.
Steve Crawford.
Hey, baby.
Amaruso, that's a run, it's a done!